Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Noma. So guys, we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful skirt you can see on the mannequin right now. It's so beautiful. So before we dive right into the tutorial, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please try and click on the subscribe button. It's totally free. Click on it and also give this video a thumbs up because it helps the channel grow. Thank you so much. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. So before we start off, we're going to be ruling our starting point. So before that, we have taken our measurement. Before you start at all, please take the measurement of the skirt you want to sew. Okay, the measurement as in the length of the skirt rather. So when you take the length of the skirt, you know how to divide your layers, okay, because this client wants a 4-layered skirt. So I've already taken my skirt measurement, then I divided it into 4 places so that I know how many inches I'll use to cut each layer. So I ruled the starting point there. Then you can see a line that I've already measured. I took 12 inches. Actually, when I measured it, when I divided my skirt length into 4, I had 11 inches, but I have to add half an inch down and half an inch up for my sewing allowance, for my joining allowance. So because of that, I had 12. Okay, so that's the line you are seeing there. That's the line you're seeing there. So I'm just cutting out the first layer of the skirt, and please note I folded this fabric into 2 before cutting. Okay, it's actually folded into 2 because the waist of my client is 40 inches, so I just multiplied the waist by 2, making 80 inches. Okay, so I have 40 inches for the front and 40 inches for the back. You can see I'm just choking this fabric because the front and the back of this fabric looks exactly the same. So now I'm going to be cutting out this this savage end here. I'm just going to cutting it out. Then once I'm done cutting this out, I will cut out the rest. Okay, the rest of the piece, since I know I have for the first layer, so I have 3 more layers to cut. Okay, but when cutting the 3 more layers, please note, since we have 40 here for front and 40 at the back, making 80 inches, the next layer will be bigger. Okay, because you're also gathering it at the bottom part of this first layer. The third layer will also be bigger than the second layer, and the fourth layer will be bigger than the third layer. Okay, so that you can gather no matter how small. Okay, so me, I just added the second layer. I didn't do times 2. I didn't do 80 times 2 because I don't want it to be too full. So I did 80, then I added 40 inches to it. Okay, so that's what I actually did. So I did 120 for the second layer, then the third I also added another 40 inches. That's what I was just doing, and the fourth as well I added another 40 inches. Okay, that's what I did basically. So we have 4 layers cut out like so in 12 inches. So whatever length your skirt is, just divide it by 4, add your sewing allowance, then cut. Okay, depending on how full you want your gathers to be, you just cut yours. Okay, so now that I've gone ahead to cut this, I'm just going to be showing you guys how I will stitch it together. Okay, so this is the upper part. Okay, and this is the second layer. So I'm just going to be bringing it together. Okay, like so. We also have 2 pieces for each. Okay, one for the front, one for the back, because this skirt is going to be having side pockets. So because of that, we have to join it at the side. We don't want it to just go round. So you can see I'm trying to place the design. I want it to match the what I have at the top. That's what I'm going to use in starting the next layer. Okay, so I'll just be gathering it like so. I think this is the third layer. I'll place it on top each other like so, right side facing each other, and gather basically just like so. You just keep on gathering all your layers until you have gathered all 4 layers. Okay, That's just basically it. When you gather the front, then you pick the back piece as well and do your gathers. Okay, basically. So let me take to the sewing machine and quickly join this piece together. So now, as you can see guys, I have gone ahead to join this together like so. That's the waist part, and this is the first layer, the second, the third, and the fourth. You can see what we have there. You can see how it is looking like. So this is the front, and we also have the back piece exactly the same as this. So this is the back piece which I just brought now to show you guys. You can see I've also gone ahead to join all the pieces together. So I'm just placing it on each other like so. But before I will stitch the side, I have to add my pockets, okay, before stitching the sides of the skirt together. I've gone ahead to cut the pocket of this dress. This is what I have. I used about 8 inches in width, yeah, and 10 inches in length. Okay, so 10 inches in length and 8 inches in width. So I just measured my 10 inches in length like so, then I gave it a slight curve at that part, okay, just to form. You can leave yours straight, but I just love to make mine this way. So after doing this, I'm just going to be measuring 7 inches from the top there, 7 inches, and mark and give it a notch, okay. So that will serve as a guide for me to know where I'm going to be stopping this pocket when I am stitching to the skirt. So we have 4 pieces, 2 for each pocket, okay. You can see we have 4 pieces. So I'll just quickly show you guys how I'm going to attach this pocket to the skirt. So I'll take to the sewing machine. I will be placing my skirt. This is one side of my skirt, that's the waist part. So I'll be coming down by about 1 inch. I'll take one piece of the pocket first. I'll be coming down. Make sure that the curved part is the part that will be at your the top of your skirt, the upper part of your skirt here. So I'll be coming down by about an inch before starting to stitch this skirt, because this skirt is going to be having an elastic waist band, okay. So we're going to be leaving allowance to sew that band to the skirt. So I just came down by 1 inch. So from that 1 inch, I'll just take to the sewing machine like so, making sure the right side of your pocket is facing the right side of your skirt. Then just stitch it down to the part where I have the notched up. Okay, don't stitch it all the way. That's why we notch that point, that 7 inches point. Just stitch it to that point and stop. You can flip to the other part side and top stitch, basically whichever way you want it. So now I'm going to be repeating the same thing to the other side of the skirt. Then the remaining 2 pieces of the pocket, I'll be attaching it to the back exactly the same way I attached to this front. So right now I've attached the pocket. You can see what I have here. I've attached the pocket for the front and for the back piece of the skirt. So now I'm going to bring in the both piece of the skirt and joining them together. So I'll place the skirt right side facing each other, then align it properly, then I will stitch. Okay, I will stitch with about 1 inch because this skirt is going to be having an elastic band which is going to gather it up to the waist of my client. So I will stitch like so. You can see how my hand is going up onto this place that I did not stitch down to the skirt, and take it up back. You can see, then I continue like so all the way down. Repeat the same thing to the other side of the skirt. Let me quickly do that and show you guys. So I've done the joining. I've joined both sides of my skirt, so I went ahead to cut out a long strap, okay, by width 3 inches by 40 inches that I have on, by 80 inches rather, that I have on my waist. But I think it's no longer 80 inches because after sewing 1 inch, so I just basically measured my waist round what I have left, and that's the length I used in cutting this, and cutting out, adding about 2 inches for my sewing allowance. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'll be taking this band. You can see what I'm doing, it placing it at the wrong side. I repeat, at the wrong side, placing the right side of the band at the wrong side of the skirts inside. Okay, so I left about 1 inch of the band because that was what I'll use in stitching it to the other side once I finish sewing it round. That's why I left 2 inches for my stitching sewing allowance. So I'm going to take it like so all the way around the skirt, using half an inch to stitch it down to the skirt. Okay, all round like so. Let me quickly do that and show you guys. You can see I've gone to stitch it down. You can see, so that's the band you're seeing, that's the rough edge. So what I'm going to do now is I want to conceal the rough end of that this band inside. Okay, so I'll just fold half an inch. You can use your pressing iron to iron this down before doing this. Okay, if you want it to come out very neat, so fold half an inch inward, then place it, push your sewing allowance inward, then place it on top, then you stitch like so. Okay, you top stitch like so, so you have a neat finishing. Your rough edge will be hidden inside. Okay, so once you stitch all the way around, getting to that point, you remain a small hole there where you're going to be putting your elastic through, where you're going to be passing your elastic through. Once you're done with that, you hem the end. Okay, so this is the finished look of our skirt. You can see how beautiful this skirt is looking, guys. This skirt is so simple to make, even for beginners. Okay, thank you for watching. Subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I love you guys, and stay blessed. God bless you. Bye.